Good day. I am IRRAH GWYNETH, Rojonan, and I am going to discuss about the event of instruction. This discussion is connected with Alfred Rada's discussion of the 9 events of instructional model. The Gagnes 9 events of instructional model helps the trainers, most especially the teachers or the educations and also the instructional designers, to form structural events of teaching instructions. So today, I am going to discuss the examples of the 9 events of Gagnes instructional model. First, we have first event of instruction is gaining attention. The example here states that under gaining attention, it is when the teacher tells learner how she has used PowerPoint in the classroom. As for the gaining attention, it is about how the teacher starts to tell the students about what is a PowerPoint, what is the main purpose of using PowerPoint, and how essential PowerPoint is, most especially using this as a school tool nowadays. And also, it is the process of how the teacher gave example to the students about PowerPoint tools. And also, it is how the teacher can ask questions or some ideas about how PowerPoints are used. And the rationale of gaining attention is giving background information about how create validity. So in this process, it is not just all about telling the students, it is not just all about educators telling their students about PowerPoint, but it is also telling the students or giving background information about what is PowerPoint useful for. And it is also the event in which the teacher can tell the students about the multimedia grabs, that how it grabs the audience attention. And also, as for the process of letting the students answer the questions of the educators, they can begin an interactive atmosphere, interactive in a way in which they are exchanging answers and questions, thoughts and ideas within the classroom. Another event, the next event of instruction we have here, informing the learner of the objective. So as of this time, it is not just all about teacher. It is not all about the teacher telling the students about PowerPoint, but it is about what the learners must expect from the specific thing that they are going to discuss. And it is in that way the teacher is letting the students be aware and prepared on what certain information must they receive. So it is not generalized, but it is specified if what specific idea they are trying to discuss. Another event is stimulating recall of prior learning. This part is not all about informing the learner, but it is about accessing prior knowledge in a major factor process of acquiring new information. An example for stimulating recall or prior learning is for a particular group of learners as they have learned previous about Microsoft Windows. When we say recall, it is the process of recalling, right? So in this part, in this event of instruction, the teacher is not just trying to give if what does the student must be expecting with during the discussion, but it is the type of recalling the prior learning or the past or the previous knowledge of their students. As for number 4, we have here presenting the stimulus. The example here is that the teacher gives students hand-in-hand and step-by-step tutorial. So as for this event, which is presenting the stimulus, it is the time in which the teacher starts to teach the students on the step-by-step process on how to use the Microsoft PowerPoint. It is the time in which the teacher is trying to tell the first step on how to use the PowerPoint. It is not just all about presenting the usage of PowerPoint, but it is the event in which the teacher is teaching the students the step-by-step or hands-on process of using PowerPoint. As for number 5, providing learner guideline. So as for this time, the teacher is trying to demonstrate on how to create the Microsoft PowerPoint. So as you can differentiate number 4 and number 5, as for number 4, the teacher is trying to teach the step-by-step process of using PowerPoint. But as for number 5, it is the actual process of the teacher. It is like demonstrating the actual process on how to use the PowerPoint. It is not just handing handouts. It is not just all about telling the student the step-by-step process, but it is showing the students the step-by-step process by demonstrating on how to type text, links, add symbols, clips, also how to insert videos and diagrams, and how to use sound in the PowerPoint. And also, it allows the learners to demonstrate partners on their computers. And the rationale for number 5 is that teachers uses discovery learning, in which the teacher facilitates learning by giving hints. So in the process in which the teacher is demonstrating the step-by-step process of using PowerPoint, the teacher also facilitates the learning of the given hints. And it shows the basic level technology skills in the software program, which is easy to follow and understand because of a guidance minimal or how the teacher demonstrates the usage of the PowerPoint or the Microsoft PowerPoint. As for number 6, the 6th event of instruction, we have here eliciting performance. It is when the time in which the teacher asks the students to demonstrate the PowerPoint tool. So as for number 6, it is the time for the learners or for the students to demonstrate or to do the actual process on how to use the tools of the Microsoft PowerPoint tools. So the rationale here is that it requires the learner to produce based on what has been taught. So through this eliciting performance, through this event of instruction, the students is already being studied if do they learn something with the teacher's guideline, since it is produced based on what has been taught. So they are being watched if have they learned something, if they have learned something, if they can apply what have they learned. As for number 7, it's about giving feedback, in which the teacher gives immediate feedback to learners after eliciting responses. So as for this time, the teacher is giving feedback after the students demonstrate the PowerPoint tools. As for number 8, assessing performance, the example here is when assign a practice activity, create an electronic storybook using Microsoft PowerPoint, and the teacher's works. And the rationale here is that in the kind of practice courses, students use what I learned and apply it. So you can see As for number 6, the students demonstrate it. As for number 8, it is a practice courses on what they had learned and try to apply it. As for the last event of instruction, under GWYNETH's nine events of instruction model, we have here the enhancing, retention, and transfer. As for this, an example of this event is that the teacher asks the learners to create activity using PowerPoint. So, in here, it is not just all about demonstrating how to use the PowerPoint tools, but the teacher asks the students to create activities. So in this process, the students is not just only demonstrating, but applying what they have learned through presentations or creating activities. And the rationale here is applying learning in real-life situation is a step towards mastery learning. So those are the examples and the rationales of the event of instruction of GWYNETH's nine events of instructional model. So these are my discussion for today, and I hope you learned something from it. Thank you very much.